Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program PvP. I'm 4040 and my guest today is the awesome Mod.
Wait, awesome? Re
Yeah,
Me? Are you
yeah,
sure?
yeah.
Hello, everybody. Hopefully you know me by now.
Well, as Mr. Mod is a little bit out of the equation on what has been happening.
What's this? What's this screen? I haven't seen that one
It's
before.
because it's the launchpad thing. You can automatically. It's an old version. You can do it on your version.
Ah, okay. I
I'll
look forward
look
to
at
trying
that.
that at some point, but I didn't mean to interrupt.
So
Sorry.
let's catch up on what has happened. Now, we have all of us have finished our setup stage where we've basically not allowed to shoot at anybody, and a few interesting developments have happened. I can honestly say that the outside of space, away from the Kerbin system, has, as you can see, not had anything happen to it. But
Yet.
interesting things are afoot in the direct Kerbin system. So let's start with our home planet Kerbin. Currently in orbit round Kerbin, everybody has a satellite, so it's a bit of a moot point, and I have one combat-capable interceptor in orbit as a kind of a peacekeeping vessel.
Dude, you don't just have a satellite, you have a fleet of satellites. Most of those there are yours.
Uh, some are. I believe that Nightshade Industries did drop a few off on his way out to his other rendezvous. So that's Kerbin. So currently, I have, let's say, operational control. Everybody's got satellites, but I'm the only one with a combat-capable vessel in orbit, able to defend itself, of course. We're not talking about attacking people here. Um, Now, I'm going to I'm going to have a look at Minmus if I can. That'll do. Now, Minmus has got several orbital machines around it. The problem is, if you noticed, that's an NI. That's an NI. That's also an NI. Oh, and that's an NI too. Nightshade Industries, it appears, has claimed Minmus for itself. Now, this worker delivery system it has got weapons on it, to be honest. It's a bit misleadingly named, and it's got several satellites and tug drones and things
Someone's been
around.
busy then? Bloody hell.
Yeah. Now that was a couple of his launches. So he's got several satellites and he's got one big thing that it's one big craft that separates into lots of other things. It's like a giant cluster thing. But that's a dangerous proposition, that thing there.
I'm avoiding Minmus.
Well, and then we come to the middle, the middle slice of our pie. Now, there are a
Uh-oh.
few different things in orbit around this planet. There is one of my satcoms there on the yellow. I believe that is also one of my satellites. We have another one of Nightshade satellites. He's called it the Mun Refining Facility. And your beacon, your satellite, and
Yeah, I've
another one of his
decided that,
satellites.
for the
But
sake of clarity for those at home, I've decided my satellites are actually called beacons. For all
yes,
intents and purposes, they are
have
satellites.
you not noticed that Mr. Nightshade has rather aggressively positioned one of his vehicles within striking distance of yours? In fact, when recording with him, he deliberately put this in orbit around yours.
He knows about my pacifist attitude, right?
Um, I think he intends to quash you like the small bug on his fly shield before continuing on his rather maverick roam towards world domination.
World domination. Well, if he attempts an aggressive action, we'll just have to see how I react, I suppose.
Well, as a security force who is currently semi-permanently employed by the government to keep the peace and to keep the shipping lanes open for free enterprises such as yourself, I have a proposition for you.
I already don't like where this is going. We haven't even started, and I don't like it.
I plan on going to the Mun. Would you like me to take a small payload with me with something of yours in the payload? I was thinking of some kind of small satellite, an additional satellite for security reasons, or perhaps even a small manned capsule that you could link up with your satellite, and therefore you can do more things like fix things in orbit.
Um, I shall pass in the interest of neutrality. If you
Well,
want to deal with Nightshade as part of your government
oh,
contract,
this
by
is
all
this is
means.
not
But
a targeted.
see,
This won't be a targeted attack of Nightshade at all. What I intend,
don't terminate the flight.
if I click back, I intend on deploying a strategic asset for the safekeeping of the legally acknowledged corporations, which you yourself currently are a member of, as opposed to Nightshade. Right,
Is that
let's see.
everybody legally acknowledged? Yeah, how about that for Flash? Woo!
Yep, you officially are able to fly in space, whereas Nightshade Industries has had a tad amount of bad press. Once you finish loading, there you go. So this is what I intend to put around the Mun.
Holy mama, that big. That's what she said.
Now, this is a interceptor strike craft, which is designed to not go up and hit things, but to basically be a peacekeeping force.
Oh wait, there's a plane in there. I've just cottoned on. I've turned my head upside down to look at it now. It's a bit like Starscream from Transformers. Holy shit, that's awesome.
Yeah, it, I would happily say that it is fairly heavily armed to defend itself. It's got 2 anti-capital weapons, and it's got several anti-ship weapons here, which all launch in a cluster.
40-40, you are a very, very, very bad man.
Well, this is nothing compared to what Nightshade, lot lengths Nightshade is prepared to go to.
You
But
just said night
on
shift, you
its
idiot.
wingtips, it does carry. Currently, it's these big large projectiles and these things can all be swapped out and changed for different payloads. But I kind of want to keep these as payloads. But the 2 payload slots that I have, which I got interchangeable, are my wingtip payloads here. And I was thinking, this ship has got more than enough thrust to be able to pretty much do anything it feels like. I was wondering if we could kind of work something out, whether you'd like me to bring a small satellite up from your corporation, or a small manned mission, a capsule with some fuel that you can at a later date navigate to your space station, or
So
even land.
let me make sure I got this right, Mr. Fording. You want me to compromise my neutrality by working with you?
I'm not compromising. No neutrality is going to be compromised. I'm just offering to take one of your payloads up to the Mun, and that is all. There's no hidden agenda. There's no, if I do this favor for you, you owe me. Nothing like that is going to happen. It is just a simple case of, I have a plan. I've got a spare slot. You're recording with me today. Well, why not?
What have I even got? I mean, I've got the Borealis and the Aurora beacons, and that's it.
You've got two. You've got 2 large space stations. I mean, we can build a small satellite, so you've got some additional security if something would happen to your space station that Nightshade Industries has been slightly implying. If some industrial mining accident might happen to your space station, which would result in terrible loss of assets.
You're not going to take no for an answer, are you?
Well, there's the other facts is that, well, I'd like to build something. It has to be small, but do you have any specifications of a payload that you'd like, perhaps, to be sent up?
I haven't given it any thought. I was just going to take it on an episode by episode basis, see what people are doing, and now I suppose I have to react to Nightshade doing something. I don't know what to do about that. Jeez. I don't know, 40-40. I did not prepare for this.
I
I was
mean,
just going to sit here.
your space station you sent up has got docking ports, correct?
Several.
So you could theoretically, if you want to, we could say, you see the small lander can thing.
Yeah.
This thing. I can put that
Yes.
on the wingtips on a decoupler, and so you've got a little guy in it, and then we can put like a small fuel tank and some thrusters and a docking port, and you can use it to get your man to the station. Or I can deploy a satellite for you. Once the satellite is deployed, once I rename it as your satellite, I will not touch it or do anything with it in any way, shape, or form. It is officially yours by the rules.
40-40, what are you like?
Well, while you're having a mull, having a think, a ponder on what you'd like to do, what I'm going to do
Let,
is
well, I think we'll go for the
rubbish that, because they're the payloads I don't want to take. That's my decoupler. So basically, we can mount anything on there, and I've got something I want to put on this wingtip. If you've got something you'd like to put on your wingtip, then we can try and build things that are of comparable weight, so there's not going to be any weight issues. Because this thing should have more than enough to get to the mun.
he says.
Yeah, it should be good. Well, that's what F5's for, isn't it?
True.
If it doesn't get us to the mun, then it's a case of, well, we'll just leave it in orbit around Kerbin instead. Because, well, my corporation is here to help companies who are legitimately allowed to be in space. Nightshade Industries is not allowed to be in space, and also is incredibly aggressive at destroying, accidentally mining or firing research probes into other spaceships that are legitimately there on peacekeeping or entirely unarmed spaceships he has attacked.
Wow, isn't he a nice guy?
Yeah, he's built all kinds of interesting mining probes that can tear a ship up in seconds.
That's
Well,
supposed to be worth. Go on, sorry.
I have myself a plan, so I'm going to start building that plan, I think.
Uh-oh.
If I can get it to fit. And once I finish building, because this is going to be interesting, once I finish building, I guess that'll give you like a weight that you can... Which way's up on this thing?
I think we'll go for the lander can idea that you were referring to. We'll get a lander can and we'll attach it to the station so at least it's manned. And then maybe I can think about extending the station a bit as well.
Right, well, technically that'll fit. You know what? We're doing this the wrong way around.
We are?
Let's just remove them. And just put them on top of this. Yeah, let's build them on top. I'll use this as a building platform, even if we decide to move them after once we've built them, because I can't build them sideways.
So good.
So what we want is we're going to get a structural element because we want a decoupler. I'm thinking of actually physically attaching them to the top of these when we send them up. If they don't wobble off, hopefully.
If being the keyword, yeah.
Yeah, but you know what's F5 is for. If the whole thing destroys itself, then. So X, there we go. So we've got two decouplers. They will stay behind. And but from here on in, I'm going to build something on this side for me, and then so we're definitely going to want a pod, because I'm planning on building a very small little lander can that is going to send a mission to the mun. That's two, isn't it? Hold on. Let's go one. I basically want to land somebody on the mun. Just for shites and giggles. Are these claustrophobic capable? Yes, they are. Brilliant.
Shite and giggles. Shite and giggles, to be sure.
Yes.
So... I like the little roll you had on the tongue there, so the shite and giggles on the mun. Would you like a cup of tea, Patter?
Can I get away with the tiny little things?
Should be able to. Go on, have a cup of tea, Patter. Go on, go on, go on. No.
So those are there, and then he's going to need some engines.
40-40's busy building, everybody. Watch out!
Let's see. Small engines, very small engines. Those are 1.5, 20. We need to land on the moon, but it's tiny, so I don't think we're going to need particularly much engines or much fuel. Does that work?
Do the job, right? Don't need that much thrust out in space.
Well, no. Once I'm in orbit around the moon, I just have this deorbit and come down. So it's a simple case of just putting some fuel on top of it. Not sure what fuel though. Whether it's a few of these, maybe? Oh, come on, game, work.
Make silly noises.
A few of them, maybe? Or bigger.
You don't want to make the rocket too lopsided with weight now, do we?
Oh, how big are things? Too big.
All other things.
I just want something the size of this, the diameter of that. Which is a decent part, which is not massive.
Just go for the size one you had before.
This
I mean,
one.
will it?
It's liquid fuel 90. This one's liquid fuel 45.
It depends what
Then the
how much
next
you
size
need.
up is this one, 180. Yeah, because that's two of them. So I can put that on. I don't know if that's enough fuel to help me land. It might not be enough fuel.
Those little rockets are reasonably efficient, aren't they? So they should be all right. He says.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's light as well, so it won't take much to slow it down. Let's do a suicide burn on it. So we're going to go for one electricity pack, one MechJeb. It's going to have one nuclear generation, just in case we're unlucky enough to come down where there's no sunlight. You're going to have one panel just sticking up in the top.
Yay. Power.
What else do we need? We've got electricity, we've got power generation, we've got a battery, we've got that. Oh, SAS. Derp. No, the pod provides SAS.
RCS at all? Or are you just going to be happy with it as that? Then again, it's that small, you won't need RCS for control, will you?
Yeah, it should be okay. I think, as a basic concept, that should be good. Now, I could build something similar to this, except instead of this on top, I can put a docking port on top.
It's a distinct possibility.
I mean, that would work. I'd drop it off, and then it'd just be a simple case of you boosting over to your station. Do you want to do that?
Go on then. You're not taking no for an answer, so I'll just let you do it. You can carry on, and then you're happy. You get to help the community, and everybody's happy.
What's the copy one? Is it C to L left click?
I use shift click. Or is it alt? Shit! Is it alt or shift?
Let's find out.
Nah.
No, it's
I
not.
think
that
it's
one.
alt. Could be wrong. Do you want me to look it up real quick?
Alt click. That's good.
It's alt. Hey!
Okay, so that little guy's there, and I'm going to take off that. What size docking ports do you have?
Normal. Just normal clampertrons. And they are mostly... That's the right size, yes.
Yeah. So, was there anything else you wanted to add to this? It's got MechJeb, it's got a pilot. I'm going to put them in. It's got boosters, it's got some fuel. Is there anything that you'd feel like you'd like to add to that?
I'd be happy with that, truth be told. All it
Okay.
needs is staff. As in Kerbals.
Yep.
That's it.
Now, I don't know if this might be a horrific failure and it might smash into the moon at terrific velocity.
One way to find out.
Indeed, indeed. Just doing a little bit of strategic reinforcing to make sure our payloads and Kerbals aren't going to smash. Well, let's put it this way. I'm not exactly doing you a massive favour because I already ran a rescue mission for Nightshade in Series 1 to rescue the Kerbals, to rescue his Kerbals at cost to myself.
Why would you do that?
I did a
You're
rescue
such a
mission.
nice man. Such a nice man. He goes and blows you up, and then you go and rescue his people.
Well, he didn't exactly blow me up. It was more the other way round.
Yay!
Because his ship fired at mine unsuccessfully. So I sent a strike mission up to deal with the problem. And such is the admirable skill of the pilots of the strike mission that they managed to split the shot. They quite literally shot at Nightshades, and the shot passed either side of the command cockpit, destroying everything but the command cockpit, thus saving the lives of the Kerbals. Because we're not in the game of hating the people who fly for him. They're obviously very brave to do what they do, but we do want to Sanctuary Army transport. They are. So we salute the people who fly for Nightshade, of course, because they, all Kerbals are good. Right then, which sorry, I seem to have lost track. Which which Kerbal are you currently employing?
I think we shall take Edan Kerman. That we shall employ Edan.
Which is yours? Fuck.
That one. Or is it that one? Maybe it's that one.
Oh, hold on. I think I might be able to solve this by picking yours up. Thus, there'll only be one left to select. There you go.
Yeah.
So if I go for somebody who's courageous and stupid, I'm going to go for Birdos Kerman. And then if I come out of that and put this little fella back on, there we go. And then put Edan. Oh. What?
It's emptied itself. Wow.
I don't know which one is which.
I'll just call Edan the bottom one. And Birdus is almost as courageous and stupid, so we can put him in the top one. Job's a good one. There we go, that'll do.
That'll do. If you end up with Birdus, I'm quite happy to sign him over to you as an exchange program or something.
I think we can agree an exchange of a transfer, as it were, between departments. What do you reckon?
Right, have I put an iDrive on this? All my action groups set as well. Do I need engines?
We need the engines. Engines
Weapons,
to power us
weapons,
to the moon.
weapons. Nothing. Engines. Big weapons. Okay. Right, we're good. All the action groups for all the guns are set up, and I'm not going to action group these guys, we're just going to eject them. I'll endeavour to, well, this should have enough power to be able to change its orbital thing around the moon, because that's a fairly easy thing to do.
As you do.
So, save, and launch. Now let's see if this even works, because we've taken off the little ancillary satellites, but we have changed the payload slightly to be a bit heavier. We're going to do this semi-manually. So 200 km, 0 degrees, engage autopilot, throttling up, and everything is ticked correctly. Go, go, go. And I'm going to zoom out a little bit. There we go. Look at that. Climbing through. Immediately, the game slows down. You see where it's gone yellow there?
Yep.
Because this has got quite a lot of parts. Mainly the weapons take up a lot of parts.
Doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, the weapons themselves are very simple. It's just lots of little parts all stacked on top of each other, because it's separatrons, decouplers, and solid pieces of girder, and so these are the non-explosive variants of my weapons.
Oh.
This is the weapons on these things, other than the capital ones. These are the kinetic variant. As Nightshade Industries tends to employ quite a lot of armor plating on everything he develops, having kinetic rounds to help peel off that armor works seemingly a bit better than having explosive rounds, which are good at popping the stuff underneath the armor.
Oh, good times, good times.
So, yeah, if you ever feel like breaching out into weapons development, because I know you're a research organisation, then there's a little tip for you. Of course, I would never advocate that you dare take up arms against Nightshade Industries, as that's my job, officially. So, but if you have any contracts or any missions you'd like me to run for you, I'm sure contracts can be drawn.
We shall have to see.
Well, I thought I'd be nice, because I've done a favour for him once before, and as a sign of good faith, the fact that I'm not going to go and blow your station up.
Well, if you do, you do. I'll just have to rebuild.
Yep. Well, then I would be an aggressor, and therefore would be banned by the Accords, and would then become a valid target for anybody to attack me. Of course, that doesn't stop Nightshade Industries, but it's always good to start on the right foot by offering an olive branch of friendship. It's vessel info. Let's have a look, see what state this is in. So it started out almost 1,000 tons. Not bad. Not bad at all. I mean, this ship in its own right took me the better part of a whole of a day to try and get to work. So it's one of these things where you kind of put in what you get out, to be honest. I mean, the preset for this is that it's an interceptor, so I decided I was going to put some ammo on it, put extra fuel in it, as opposed to something like an assault craft where they generally don't have any ammo and are basically just all guns. So yeah, I'm very much a weapons development company, but you know, if you have any contracts or any projects that you wish some assistance in, or launch assistance,
I'm
then,
slowly getting the vibe here, Mr. 40. I'm slowly getting the vibe. This is slowly going to turn into me and you against Nightshade.
I wouldn't want to condone that or even suggest such an idea, but in the effort of mutual cooperation and generally being helpful to each other until something happens, then I'm giving you a hand.
Everybody, give 40 a hand as well. Ah. Don't mind me.
I've just passed out the thickest part of the atmosphere as we power up into the sky. We're currently going at a rather impressive velocity, 344, which is, to be honest, a tad on the fast side.
We'll be alright, he says.
So, what I'm doing is I'm waiting for these rockets to run out of fuel. When they do, I light the inner rockets and then let these go, as opposed to doing it in one big go. Because doing it in one big go does have a habit of sometimes shaking stuff loose.
So this would be where the manual part comes in then, right?
Well, I'm manually controlling the staging. This is still going to roll over when it's programmed to roll over and do stuff. At about 20k. Which is about now. There you go, there it goes. But these... Whee! This is going to heave over, these run out. The next lot of engines fire off. These things here let go, and I speed away from them while continuing my roll. And you get to see them fall away from the ship, and they smash into each other in all kinds of interesting patterns.
Yep, just like that, everybody. Just like that. Yeah, I like that. Do it a bit more, do it a bit more.
Now, this is the part of the thing where my payloads systems start to get, as you can see there, they're a little bit on the wobbly side, as the game is starting to skip frames as it's trying to deal with all the extra physics. But this should soon be out of the atmosphere, and this wobbling should bugger off a little bit. Yeah, at the moment the game itself is not rendering correctly because it's got too many parts and it's trying to do too much stuff.
I was just about to say, it looks like the everything's still on yellow on the top left.
Yeah. That probably won't come out of yellow for quite a while. It's not the computer it's the game that's kind of chundering at the moment. It's the game, yeah, it's the game that's trying to chug through everything. Because bear in mind that Kerbal Space Program is still only a 32-bit game, so we're still working on a limited amount of processing power here. I'm actually quite looking forward to when they optimise Kerbal Space Program and bring it up into the 64-bit range. Then we should be able to have some fun.
Oh yes.
You see those wobbling around there quite badly.
Are there actually? I do actually, yes. But are there actually any plans to bring Kerbal up to modern standards, shall we say?
There's not any current, there's nothing that the developers have mentioned on any kind of timescale. They're currently working on the multiplayer, which they say they are, in the developers' words, fine-tuning. Right, this should be ready to go. Bye-bye, guys. So those ones let go. I have to have Separatrons on those, because otherwise they will just fall and smash into your ship. But those have been feeding into these three, so these three are nice and full. But there you go. How's that for a pretty little picture?
It's all right.
Wobbly.
I'm like a pretty.
It's wobbly.
Is it doing the job? Is it functioning as he designed it? And
It is.
there we go then.
Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, the developers are currently busy working on the multiplayer stage of the game. They currently are they're trying to polish it off to try and get it work. They're trying to iron some of the bugs that keep cropping up. They're having problems with. The other thing is that the Kerbal Space Program has announced within the last week that they are actually working in concert with NASA.
Eh?
Yeah, well, a while ago they received communications from NASA that the people at NASA really like their game and that NASA are watching them with this is a really cool game. Quite a few people at NASA play it. It got voted as the top 10 5 ways to kill time at NASA during your break, or something like that. Anyway, the guys at NASA were in communication with Kerbal Space Program. The guys at Squad, who big shout out to these guys. They're working really hard on this at the moment. And Squad isn't even a computer game company. Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, Squad is an advertising company who are amazing. They basically say to the guys that work for them, if you ever have a dream or an idea, if we can help you by realizing it, by giving you funds, then as long as our name's on it, we will take you off any of our projects and you can work on your dream for a set period of time, and then if it doesn't go anywhere, you come back to work. This is one of the guys at Squad's ideas, and after half a year, guys at Squad said, actually, we don't want you to come back to work. We want you to carry on working on this. Here's another 5 staff.
It's all right then.
Yeah, so guys at Squad, big kudos to them. Anyway, they've been in communications with the guys at NASA, and the guys at NASA have mentioned that they're gonna. I'm not sure how they're going to help. Whether it's just going to be ideas testing, or whether it's going to be actually helping them with maths or computer programming, but they're going to help with one of the next few patches that's going to come up, which is going to have a mission. So it's probably going to be part of the missions part of it, where you have to go and explore an asteroid in the Kerbal Space System, find the asteroid, scan the asteroid, find where you're meant to land on the asteroid, and then build a contraption to nudge the asteroid so it doesn't end up impacting on Kerbin, and that it ends up in orbit around Kerbin. So we're talking, it's a dynamic event. This is not like the planets where they're going around on rails. This will be a dynamic object that you can actually physically move.
Okay.
I think that's an amazing idea.
If they can make it work, then yeah, why not?
If they can make it work, then they can add, well, once they've done it as one, they can add all kinds of things like asteroids whizzing about and meteors and stuff.
Comets.
Yeah, Yeah, definitely. Stuff you can go and investigate that are only available to you within a set amount of time before they disappear back off into outer space. Or perhaps like really, really far into deep space objects you can go and investigate which aren't officially planets. So yeah, there's plenty of good news coming with Squad. They're still working on a lot of stuff. The big emphasis, of course, is the multiplayer, because as soon as this game came out, people were asking if they could have a multiplayer version of it. And yes, there's a mod which is a multiplayer, but that mod is about unstable as an elephant standing on one leg on top of a chair with a mouse running around its feet while somebody throws lemon cake at it.
Ooh, lemon kick! Ah!
Yeah, not very stable at all. It is pretty unstable, but they're hoping to. I'm not sure if they're working with the guy who created the mod, because they have in the past. One of the latest updates they did, they officially employed some of the main mod builders to help them make the new version of the game, which unfortunately we're not playing. But yeah, some of the newer versions of the game have been created by, basically they've been officially employed by Squad themselves.
Good times.
So, you know, kudos to them. Right, we are in a nice orbit here, as designated by the blue marker. And that's the end of that episode. Carry on watching as the partnership between myself and Mods carries on, and we deploy some objects around the Mun, perhaps to set ourselves up in a defensive position to defend against Nightshade attacking us. In the meantime, here's been Mod, I've been 4040, and this has been Kerbal Space Program PvP. If you enjoyed this, please hit the like button, and if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. You're going to get a load of more content. Check out Mod's channel and Nightshade's channel for the other chapters, other recaps about what's going on, and perspectives. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.